Williams, upstairs to the right music channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'd like to take a trip down memory lane back to 1985 when Bernard Kirks and Kai Tachibana got together to form a little company called Nobels. Now, their initial idea was to have great sounds at a reasonable price, and they started out producing rack mount units for studios, a lot of the guitar effects related. Well, their big breakthrough came about in 1993 when they decided to come out with a series of 4 pedals. The first of these 4 pedals was called the ODR1. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this pedal. A lot of session musicians, Tim Pierce, praises it. Every guy in Nashville and LA that's a real session guy probably owns this pedal, has been on their board at one point or another. So again, the prices as a result of this on these pedals, these Noble ODR1s, Nobels ODR1s, sorry, have really gone up, skyrocketed. They are getting up there into Klon territory. You can get them for around $1,000 to $1,200 now. Well, as I mentioned, it was a series of 4 pedals. The idea was the ODR1, a distortion pedal, an AB switcher, which they had before in a rack mount version, and they condensed it down to a pedal form. And the last one was a preamp. The preamp is this one right here, the PRE1. Now the PRE1, along with the Nobels distortion and the overdrive, both of them were basically, they took an old Fender Bassman, blackface, and that was what they used to come about the circuitry or the tone of the circuit that they came together to put into this. Now, of those 4 original pedals, these are equally getting a little bit difficult to obtain. This is, after all, 1 year short. It's 29 years old, so 1 year short of being 30 years old, 3 decades old pedal. But I bring this pedal up today, and we're going to do a little bit of a sound sample of it so you can hear how it sounds with a Fender preamp going through it. We'll use the F1. Just to give you an idea of what that famous Nobels sound is. If you can't afford the ODR1, they have come out with a reissue of that. They can be had for about $200 to $300 over $265, I believe. But for about $150, you can get one of the pedals from the original series that ODR1 came from, and it will essentially give you that circuit sound. The preamp in here is basically based on, again, like I said, a Fender blackface. So, I'm sorry, I keep saying a Fender blackface. I meant to say a Fender Bassman. A Fender Bassman, sorry. Is that right? Yes, a blackface Bassman. Yeah. You know, really a fantastic deal if you can find one of these. If you want to get that Nobels tone that you would get out of an ODR1, but you don't want to pay that kind of money for it, I suggest taking a look at this. With this, there came a set of suggested settings in the owner's manual. So let's flip through their suggested settings and see how they sound. I'll play my SG here with the Burstberger 3 down in the bridge section, so we'll use this guitar. And we'll, again, like I said, we'll use my F1 from Legends Amps preamp pedal, which is basically a Fender clean. And we'll run it through this, and you guys can be the judge for yourselves as to whether or not that Nobels, legendary Nobels tone is worth taking the time to look into. I think it is. All right, check it out.